Welcome students to MJC Learning. This is first lecture of current electricity. So in this current electricity topic, today I am going to discuss only some basics. So first basic is what is current? So the answer to this simple question is current is flowing of something. If you have heard about water current, so in this a water flows from one part to another part. So now we are going to talk about electric current. So in water current, if water flows, so in electric current, what must be flowing? Simple answer, charges. These charges are electrons, that is negative charges. So in electric current, there is a flow of electrons. Next is, does this flow of electrons can be done magically or what? No, it requires potential difference. To understand what is this potential difference, let us take an example again of water, that is water current. Water reservoir is kept at a certain height. At the bottom end of the reservoir, I have connected a pipe and a tap. Now, the water inside the reservoir is kept definitely at certain height. So, water will move from that reservoir through the pipe and come down, move down. This is called current water flow or current flow. So, the current is flowing, that is, water current is flowing from a higher height to the lower height. So, in similar way, if a electric current needs to be flown, so it also have to have a certain height or certain potential. That potential is called as higher potential, and it will move towards a lower potential. That will be called as negative potential. And this positive and negative potential is given by battery or cell. So students, this flow of water from higher height to lower height in terms of electric current will be shown by flow of electric current will be done by higher potential to lower potential, that is potential difference from one end of the wire to another end of the wire. And this potential difference is provided by a cell. Okay. Now let us take another example. There are two tanks filled with water of same level till same level. So will there be a flow of liquid? No. Now take another example. Here in one of the tank there is more of water, and in another tank there is very much low water. एक टैंक में बहुत ज़्यादा पानी है, एक टैंक में बहुत कम पानी है. तो पानी वहाँ से water will move from higher level to lower level. This is done because of the pressure difference. So one can also call it potential pressure difference. Potential pressure is also responsible for current flow. You can say potential pressure or potential difference. No difference between them. Potential difference is best. So next is, what are the components and symbol which we are going to use in our circuit? Circuit is anything which has electronic component, and it will be having the same beginning point and the ending point, just like we discussed in thermodynamic cycles. So first is electric cell. So electric cell will be represented by two parallel lines. एक लाइन छोटी है, एक लाइन बड़ी है. बड़ी लाइन पॉजिटिव, स्मॉल लाइन नेगेटिव. सेकंड इज बैटरी. In battery is a combination of cell. So here positive, negative, positive, negative, positive, negative. 3 cell combinations are there. Next is plug key, which is open. You can also call this off state, which has no dot in between. Fourth is plug key, switch on or closed state, which has dot in between. Wire joint, this is wire joint. So here current will flow in both the wire, and it will bifurcate, or it will bifurcate in both the wires. Next is wire crossing with joint. So in this current will flow, but will not be added because they are not connected to each other. They are just having some difference between them. We will be learning it in our Kirchhoff laws. So they are not connected, and this one is connected. Fifth one is connected, and sixth one is not connected. Electric bulb, a resistor. This is very important. The zigzag line represent a resistor with resistance R. A variable resistance, which will be represented by an arrow on resistor symbol or an arrow. Ammeter. Ammeter is used to measure current. It will be always connected in series in the circuit. And in voltmeter will be used to will be used to measure voltage difference or voltage across any component. So it will be always connected in parallel. Next is EMF and potential difference. If you want to measure an EMF of the cell, you have to remove the resistor and connect a voltmeter to the point 1 and 4. If you want to measure potential difference across this resistance, then you have to connect at point 2 and 3. Mind it, this 3 which is written here, this 3 which is written here, it is the value of your resistor. So I am talking about this 2 and this 3. So if you want to measure potential difference, so it will be given by at point 2 and 3. Next is what is difference between EMF and potential difference. EMF is the maximum potential difference between the two electrodes of a cell when no current is drawn from the cell. That is when the circuit is open. That is what I said. You have to disconnect 2 and 3. Potential difference is the difference of potential between any 2 points in a closed circuit. Again I said the same, you have to connect at point 2 and 3 if you want to measure potential difference of this component, that is resistor. Next is, it is independent of the resistor of the circuit. If circuit is closed, if circuit is open, there will be no chance of resistance of a circuit included in your potential difference. It is proportional to the resistance between the given point. Definitely V is equal to IR. The term EMF is used only for the source of EMF. So that is here only 9. It is measured between any 2 points of the circuit. It is again repeated. It is greater than the potential difference between any 2 points in a circuit, because it is itself providing the potential difference. So definitely वही सबसे बड़ा होगा. However, potential difference is greater than EMF when the cell is being charged. Yes, when cell is charged, during charging, the potential difference will be greater because it will be charged from a different higher potential. So potential difference of that cell will be greater. Next is, we learned about EMF, which we are going to use in our Kirchhoff law. In EMF you studied there are 2 poles, positive and negative. This is very important, positive and negative. Next is, what is resistor, or what is actually not resistor, but we will be talking about resistance of a wire. So here resistance of a conductor depends upon what factor does the resistance of conductor depends upon. First is length of your wire. If you are calculating its resistance, then you have to measure its length also, because it depends upon its length. Next is on its area of cross section. Area of cross section means that if you cut that wire, that will be a circular part of that wire. You have to measure that wire circular cross sectional area or cross sectional area. On the nature of material. Nature of material means the wire is made up of what? Copper, iron, silver, gold. So it will depend upon that. So how it is dependent upon length? So resistance is dependent upon length directly. That is, resistance is directly proportional to the length of the wire. Resistance is inversely proportional to the area of your wire, area of cross sectional of your wire, cross sectional area of your wire. Combining these two will give resistance is directly proportional to L by A. To remove this proportionality sign, we will be introducing another constant of proportionality, which is rho. This rho is a constant of proportionality and it is called resisting. It's resisting of the material. This it is not there. So this rho is actually different for silver, gold, iron, copper and different materials. So basically rho will be responsible for different resistance of different materials. So we completed EMF, we completed resistance, we completed what is current, why it is flowing. Next is Ohm's law. When we will be starting with Kirchhoff laws, which will be in the next lecture, we will be using Ohm's law a lot of times. So I want you to remember V is equal to IR by this simple trick of triangle, that is VIR. If you want to calculate V, it will be equal to all the remaining parts of it. So V is equal to IR. If you want to calculate I, it will be given V by R. Next is, if you want to calculate R, it will be given by V by I. So in next lecture, we will be starting our current electricity chapter with Kirchhoff laws and doing some sums on what are the ways to bifurcate current, distribute current in your circuit. What is circuit actually? So in next lecture we will be discussing about Kirchhoff laws and circuits. Okay, thank you students.